Most training programs consist of dynamic exercises like push-ups, squats, and bicep curls, but overlook isometrics. I've been incorporating isometrics into my training for a long time now, and not only does it build strength and muscle, it also demands less energy and leads to less damage in joints. That means if you're only doing dynamic workouts, you're leaving some gains on the table. That's why today I'm going to be showing you guys 20 different isometric workouts you can do from home with no equipment. Now, the isometric exercises we'll be covering today will be upper body focused, and we'll be starting off with the very classic full plank. To do a full plank, you want to start off on all fours and raise your knees up till your whole body is straight like so. You want to have your elbows locked, your shoulders protracted, your abs and glutes tight throughout this exercise. And make sure you don't forget to breathe. You may hold this exercise for as long as you want. The forearm or elbow plank follows the same principles as the full plank, except it is performed on your forearms with a 90-degree angle at your elbows. This is another popular isometric exercise, and I personally enjoy hitting this at least 20 seconds for each workout set. Now, the U-boat hold is another personal favorite, especially because of how foundational it is for a number of calisthenic exercises. Now, me and my brother have covered a tutorial on how to do the U-boat hold right here on the channel, so you are going to want to check that out. Now, side planks are another great choice, especially if you're looking to build your obliques and a little bit of your hip abductors. When you go into this position, you would naturally engage the obliques on the side of your elbow that is carrying your body much harder than the other side. Now, to make this exercise a little bit more challenging, especially if you are at intermediate level, while maintaining the tension in your oblique, you want to raise your opposite leg and keep it straight. This also helps to work your hip abductors. This is a unilateral exercise, so it's great for correcting imbalances. So you'd have to perform the exercise on your left side as well as your right. You can choose to go 10 seconds on the normal side plank and then another 10 seconds with your leg elevated. Now, this is a very rare plank workout, probably because I made it up. It's virtually just a forearm plank wherein you crunch your knee to your elbow. This is also a unilateral exercise, so you can use this to build your obliques. I would typically go 10 seconds on each leg. Now, to perform this plank variation, you want to go into a full plank position but with your legs wider and arms a little bit closer. Then you're going to take one hand off the ground and behind your back, tilting all your body weight to one hand. Besides the core strength and stability, this exercise is great for improving your one-arm strength. It is also a great lead up for learning the one-handed push-up. And just as before, we also have a single forearm plank. Now, when you perform the single forearm plank, it's important that you try as much as possible to keep your hip high and your body straight, because it is a lot more challenging than the single arm plank. Now, the push-up hold capitalizes on the eccentric part of the basic push-up. You want to go into a full plank position, have your hands at chest level and just lower down as if you are doing a push-up, and simply hold with your elbows at a 90-degree angle. This exercise can be used to build strength and form required for doing a push-up if you are a beginner. This next hold is quite advanced. You go into a pike position but with your legs a little far apart, and you're just going to press down with your face almost touching the floor. The pike push-up hold targets the muscles of your triceps, your delts, your back, and all of your shoulder. The next exercise starts off in a lying position. Now you want to be mindful of that little space you have behind your back, because as you contract your abs and glutes, you're going to try to push that space back downwards as you hover your hands and legs off the ground like so. And if you're not comfortable flaring your arms and legs out, you can always do this workout like this. Now this next workout is kind of advanced. You're going to start off lying face down. Position your hands at a 45-degree angle beside your hips and push up, trying as much as possible to keep your whole body straight and your hands slanted. This hold puts a lot of pressure on your wrist, so you want to be careful. It is also an essential fundamental exercise in learning how to do a full planche as well as other calisthenic exercises. In contrast, this is a relatively simple pose. You start off on all fours with your hands perpendicular to your chest and your knees aligning with your hips, and then you're going to slightly push off the ground, keeping your core engaged and your back straight, and just hold. Now this is probably one of the hardest plank variations there is. You start off in the normal plank position but with your feet wide apart and your arms outstretched as far as you can. You try to hold this position keeping your back straight and your whole body contracted. Next, you want to start off in a seated position on the floor with both hands behind you, fingers facing your feet. Then, you are going to thrust your hips forward while contracting your lower back and glutes. You want to keep your body straight throughout this hold, and you'd also realize that as you push off the ground with your hands in this position, that it also helps to open your chest. To do glute bridges, you want to start off lying on your back with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. You're going to thrust your hip upward, contracting your posterior chain, that is your lower back and your glutes, and you squeeze. If you're doing this right, it should be a straight line between your chest to your knees. A progression of that would involve you taking one leg up as you go into the glute bridge. This helps to increase the amount of tension on the leg on the ground. Now, because this is a unilateral workout, you have to do both legs separately. And if you would like to progress further, you can have one leg slightly elevated while you do this exercise. For this hold, you want to be seated with your hands beside your butt, and then you push off the ground and you hold. You want to make sure your hands are straight and your shoulders are protracted when you do this. And the floor assisted L-sit is great for building strength and conditioning you need to learn how to do an L-sit. A progression from the floor-assisted L-sit is the tucked L-sit, where you try to tuck your knees as close to your chest as possible while keeping your hands straight and shoulders protracted. If you're learning how to do an L sit, you want to be able to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. And when you have mastered those two, you can progress to doing a full L sit. For our final workout, you're going to start off with both hands on the ground a few feet away from the wall. Then you're going to kick both legs up the wall one at a time and simply walk towards the wall in this position. When you've walked up to the wall, you want to press hard into the ground to contract your scapula as well as contract your abs, glutes and thighs. This is obviously a great way to learn the handstand, and for a personal touch, I like to lean my body on the wall and take my feet off. This helps in training balance. To dismount from this position safely, simply walk forward and slide your legs down from the side. Okay, time for outro. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share to your friends. Remember, isometric exercises done right can improve balance, stability, and strength. 3 elements you want in your fitness. So I'll see you guys next week. Stay fit, stay healthy, mad love. Peace.